Welcome back to We Got Goosebumps, a podcast dedicated to the landmark horror series for children, written by R.L. Stine back in the 90s. I'm a ruthless scientist in desperate need of that jungle magic. Dylan.
And I'm that friendly, shriveled little head you keep in your pocket who always has your back. I'm Travis. How's it going?
I'm doing average, I feel like. This is going to be an average feeling day. Because today we have number 39 in the series, How I Got My Shrunken Head, which was, I guess, answering a question that none of us asked, which was how this child got his shrunken head. But it was released in January of 1996. So he's catching up to us now.
That's right. And also in January of 1996, the big blizzard that swept through the East Coast, which means OJ was spared. He was on the West Coast, so he didn't have to worry about it. He gets to go blizzard-free in January of 96, that son of a bitch.
That was actually one of my first winters in New York City, and I can tell you the blizzard of 96 was no joke. They actually closed schools for... Oh, well, no, actually, no, they didn't close the schools. They just delayed the openings, which is still a big deal in New York City. Yeah. So,
wow, that's crazy. But yeah, well, they should have delayed the release of this book. I think it needed more time in the oven to cook.
I don't think you. I mean, do you cook shrunk? Actually, I know how you make a shrunken head. So,
oh, how would you come across that knowledge?
So there's two different kinds of shrunken heads. There's the kind that a tourist who's like interested in jungle paraphernalia like Mark here, and they go to a village and they're just like, hey, I want to buy them shrunken heads over there. And they'll get it. And it's a monkey head that's been made up to look like a human head in various forms. Or
what we in the collecting business called a fake.
Yeah. The real deal shrunken head. How it works is I believe, they remove the skull and just kind of turn the face into like a stuffed animal and treat it and preserve it and make a smaller version of that human face, but wrapped around a smaller object and sutured and stuff. That's what I think is yeah. And additionally, there is a third methodology in the back of this book that explains how you can also make your own shrunken head at home. But if you know how to make a witch apple, if you ever did that in school, in elementary school, did you ever make an apple witch?
No, tell me more.
You literally take an apple.
We couldn't afford apples.
You carve a face onto it. After you peeled it. You peel it, you carve a face onto it, you boil it and cover it in citrus or something, then you let it dry out, and then it becomes like a little dried out head. So.
Man, who finds these things out? You know, we were bored in a past generation, weren't we? We just sat around carving faces into apples and making them creepy. Very cool.
Oh, that's definitely like some Little House on the Prairie bullshit that like... some teachers just kept passing down the lines like, well, we need to kill a fall afternoon, so let's make witches out of apples.
Hell yeah. Well, that would have been more fun than I think what I read, but we'll get to it, I guess. I mean, you brought up knowing about shrunken heads. Have you come across a shrunken head in your days of dealing with the macabre and the ancient?
Not me personally, no. Just my little factoids about how the various ways of making an actual...
Would you want one?
No, because there's probably like a bunch of cultural stuff in there. Like, and also I don't really want any human remains. And that's where I should have started.
Same.
I don't really want to own human remains.
Same.
But also I feel like, you know, it's that whole thing where like, do I want to own the human remains of some like person from halfway around the world that was probably killed by like British people? I don't know. Like, I don't want to get involved in that stuff, too. So...
what if it was somebody... what if it was Elton John's head?
Well, I mean, then, yeah, obviously. It's up for grabs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Like, It's kind of like how back in the day, like in medieval times, they'd have saints and stuff, and they're like, once a saint's dead, take his bones, because you can rub it on yourself and cure the cough or whatever. So, like, if they're famous, all bets are off.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. All right, well, we got a lot in common.
Yeah, and Elton John? stay away from us.
Yeah, that's right. Your life will be like a candle in the wind. Have you read this book before?
No, actually, this is one I'm 99% sure I did not read. Sometimes we'll get into the middle of it. I'll be like, oh no, I did read this. But this one, no.
Yeah, me neither. Also, I was never really drawn to it.
Yeah, I think maybe even as a kid, I learned my lesson from the titles that were like, let me answer a question. Like, why I'm scared of bees. It's like, I didn't want to know the answer to that question to begin with. Yeah. And now I'm even angrier.
Yeah, I guess cursed objects and things don't really affect me as much, or at least lure me in. Sometimes the stories can turn out to be fun.
Unless it's a camera.
Yeah. Well, you know, that seemed to have a different flavor to it for some reason.
It did have a bunch of dead people right on the cover of the book, which is not typical for...
That helps. I mean, this also kind of does.
Yeah.
In a way. But yeah. Well, we can get into the covers.
Speaking of the cover.
Yeah, we got a head on it, man. We got Jacobus. He's got that big... It says heads up, which is kind of fun. I did read in the trivia, there's a pennant on the wall back there that just plainly says university. Apparently in the early drafts that said Yankees, and they made him change it for copyright reasons.
Yeah, I can't imagine that MLB has ever been non-litigious about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially not the fucking Yankees.
Yeah, but maybe it was a thing where it's like, you know who could use to have their head shrunk a little bit? The Yankees. You know, maybe it was one of those. But I like that this... Actually, I do like the cover a bit because it's reminiscent of every or most, 10 to 12-year-old boys' rooms with kind of a cluttery sock drawer, baseball mitt, some shoes hanging out. I don't know. It evokes nostalgia in a couple ways.
Not sure why he has a picture of what looks like a semi straight on, but
dudes just had pictures of trucks back in the day.
Yeah,
I had one. I had a picture of a semi on my wall that said "Live free or die," and I would whenever I was,
because you love New Hampshire, obviously.
Yeah, right. When I would listen to like rock music, I would pretend that I was the lead singer and that was the name of my band. And I was like, that's our band poster.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I would just draw the truck a lot because I was like, dude, I'm awesome. So yeah, boys like trucks. That's cool. That's cool. I don't understand why his floor has looks like a Beetlejuice's bathroom.
Yeah. I was thinking that looks like a tile floor more reminiscent of like a kitchen or a diner or a bathroom. But, maybe his mom got sick of fucking vacuuming a carpet in a little boy's room. This head is not shrunken. This is a full-sized head.
That's a big head.
Like, there's a baseball glove next to it, and it's larger than the baseball glove. I feel like it should be the size of the baseball.
Yeah. Yep.
Because at various points, Mark is carrying it around in his T-shirt pocket, which makes sense. That's how it'd be bulging. It'd look like he'd have like a one lumpy titty, I guess, with a hair coming out of the top of it. But that's huge. He could wear that as his own haunted mask.
That actually speaks to some trivia that I had here, which is basically just what we just said. The size of the shrunken head on the original cover is actually just the size of a normal human head, where in the story it's small enough to fit in Mark's pocket. This would be rectified in the classic Goosebumps version. I don't know if they mean on the cover or not, but I guess we'll have to look at Dorman's to find out. Maybe we can move on to Dorman's, although I'll wrap up my thoughts on Jacobus by saying it's not spooky, but it is very 90s, and I like that aspect of...
Yeah,
it takes me back.
I dig it.
Yeah.
It does exactly what it needs to do, aside from the fact that the head is enormous. It's good.
It's good looking. It looks evil.
Yeah.
It's got a good look to it. Do they describe it as green in the book?
I don't remember. Some of the heads are definitely not as in good shape as the other heads. But
right. I'm curious now, does the one on the cover have the scratch on the ear? I can't make it out if it does.
That's the right
Must
ear
be on
anyway.
The other ear.
I'm pretty sure it's on the left ear, not on the lobe, so you wouldn't be able to see it from that angle.
I guess. Well, that's where we're going to have to do, we're going to balance that out with Dorman here in 2009, because he does get the right size.
Well, here's the
thing. It shows
thing.
the left ear, and it's also not scratched.
That's true, because she scratched it immediately. So even when he's at home, it would still have been scratched. So yeah. Dorman, you fucked up.
You fucked up, Dorman.
Also, he's got a Vikings pennant.
He does.
I bet that would make Alex real happy.
I bet it would.
You're like, yeah,
but
go
yeah,
Vikings.
I like this one too. I like the sports stuff on the top. I think it looks good. I don't know. As far as Dorman goes, this isn't his worst. I usually don't like his style.
Don't say his name like he drew the UK covers. As far as Dorman goes, come on.
As far as Dorman goes, I'm usually not high on his stuff. Yeah, this one's awesome.
I love that this is like the Tim Jacobus one from a different angle. Because, like, it's still the top of a dresser. There's still a white sock with the red stripes.
Yeah.
There's some more shit on top of the gesture. But it's also, the head is inside the baseball glove this time, next to the baseball. It's almost like he's got a couple, we're going to go down the field tomorrow. I need to bring my 2 baseballs, one of which is filled with jungle magic. God, if we had learned about jungle magic before the charity stream, I would have been dropping jungle magic all over that charity stream, and we would have been raking in the dough, my friend.
Dude, the name of this book should have been How I Got My Jungle Magic.
Yes!
I'm reading that immediately.
Yeah, it's somehow more intriguing than, Shrunken Head, whatever.
Jacobus's head looks creepier. I like the vibe of the head more, but I like the ensemble of Dorman's presentation more.
And although this is, I guess, technically a spoiler, I guess the head is friendly. It never does. It's more like the mummy's paw or the mummy hand in we just watched on the big screen Return of the Mummy with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz and very unfortunately CGI'd Rock Dwayne Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Man, if you thought it looked bad when you first saw that movie, imagine what it looks like 20 years later. Still a lot of fun. Those mummies...
And that's the same reason I won't watch Scorpion King. That's a rough one, too.
Yeah, the mummy movies are fun, though, I feel like. Anyway, not as much fun as the fucking Goosebumpers. Anyway, I just brought that up just so I could continue to slam Mummy's Tomb. But, I would say Dorman is a solid second. Whereas normally it's like a distant third. This time I feel like, good on you, man.
Good on you.
I'm also glad that they got rid of the stupid slappy head from the top of it because it's not a major motion picture anymore.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I think this one came out before that. This was 2009, so I think it was too early.
Oh, right, because these came out in different order than they did the first time.
They did. Which is... everything they did with that series is weird to me. I'm ready to go to France because France couldn't get enough, dude. They rocked out
they did it
3
times.
versions.
We got a lot of covers this time. It's been a while since we've had this many.
Yeah.
All right. So the first one is the head in the hand, right? Where it's just, it looks like he's getting ready to pitch a knuckleball, honestly. Like he's got all 5 fingers on it.
Yeah.
So it looks like Mark's a knuckleballer in France, which is a weird French baseball player.
This is pretty true to form with the book in terms of size and the glowing eyes. And
it's very realistic looking, too. Like, kind of upsettingly real looking. The hand is awful.
You don't like the hand?
No. I know that the hand is supposed to be one of the hardest things for artists to draw and master. And, like, even AI cannot draw a hand to save its life. It's a joke now. But, like, man, all the fingers are the exact same size.
I guess that's true.
You're so much nicer than I am about the art sometimes.
It's just kind of simple, I guess. I don't... Yeah.
I do like that it's a good, like, showing a pitcher's grip, but, it's not a baseball book. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm buying that one off the shelf, but I'm probably buying that one before I get the second version.
Oh, wow. Accurately describing a scene from the book.
Uh-huh.
But badly.
Yeah. Yeah, he's in the water.
He also looks like he might be 70.
Sorry, he's supposed to be in the sand right there.
Yeah, that's the quicksand.
Looks more like water. Looks like water. He looks like an old man.
He looks like Dick Van Dyke. Like just an old Dick Van Dyke just going out for that shrunken head.
The head looks cool, though. I like the look of the head.
Also, it looks very similar to the shrunken head as they already showed it. It's almost like each cover is a different aspect from the story, but it's the same head.
Yeah, it's not green. They didn't do green. And
he looks like he's doing a breaststroke.
Yeah, it looks like he put the head there and he's going back under the sand. It doesn't look like he's really trying to get it.
No. He's like, I need you to stay dry, buddy. You stay here. I'm going to go for a swim. Because that also doesn't look like quicksand.
It's the derpy face, I think, that does it.
Yeah,
that works
if the face was better, it would all be better. That is what is dragging this down into the quicksand. All right, let's see if they get it right on the third try. Oh, this is modern.
Very modern.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of... Oh, that makes sense, maybe. There's a Disney Plus sticker on this. I was about like, this seems a little like Disneyfied.
It does, yeah.
It is.
It almost looks AI-ish.
Yeah. Like very heavily cartoony. But also, I mean, it's a better image. It's again the quicksand scene. Mark's coming out of the quicksand holding the like dynamic head is front and center. It's just the style feels inappropriate because it feels very like Kim Possible almost. I don't know. Like
kinda. That's a good way to. Yeah.
I can't quite fix on what art because it also does have a lot more like shading and 3D-ness than like Kim Possible art. But it's that kind of expression and I don't know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I don't know that I could say it better. Like, I think you're spot on with just.
This looks like an adventure story more than a horror story, which, to be fair,
kind of is. We got a bit of an Indiana Jones flavor today.
Yeah,
but
this is almost like the Mummy books in some ways.
But this at least, I mean, I don't prefer this kind of art, at least not on my Goosebumps, but at least it does show some like emotion and fear and terror going on. It's not just the head. The face is appropriate, unlike the last one that looked like a 60s cartoon.
I do like it looks like the head's mouth was sewn shut and then with like long leather threads, and then at the end of the threads are bones, like finger bones or something. So it's like, I probably would want to own this head the most out of the ones we've seen so far.
Yeah, it doesn't look as icky.
It looks cooler.
For sure.
Like, it looks more bitchin'. Although it looks sadder, too. It's the saddest head. It's like,
I
don't want to go in the quicksand. No. All right, let's go back to Dutchland? Netherlands?
I can't wait for you to see this Dutch cover, and you tell me what they were thinking. Where's the head?
I don't know. Is Mark a zombie?
He's a wet zombie.
This looks like the cover to any number of the 3,000 Italian zombie jungle movies that came out in the 70s and 80s. Like, this looks like a poster for one of those movies instead. Like, Fulci should be directing this. Also, what does Koppenschnellers mean?
It means headhunters.
Oh, okay. So I guess this is a mix of the scene when he's in the quicksand, and also he steps out in the jungle and sees all the shining, glittering eyes of the heads.
Oh, yeah. I just don't understand the pose.
Yeah, it looks like he's walking out of the swamp and he's gonna murder you. Or he looks like one of the pirates from The Fog. Like, it's that kind of vibe that we're getting. It's like he's just a ghost coming up from the water and he's gonna murder you and your family. And man, not great.
It's well done. I don't think it matches the vibe. Yeah.
It's insane. The colors are crazy. Like these purples and yellows and for The Fog.
Yeah.
It's cool.
If it were for any other story, I think it works. It's just, what the hell?
What if this was like Fever Swamp or the Beach Kids? I feel like this could even pass for like the Beach Ghosts. Like, that'd be pretty creepy.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's true. In Korea, their title is Head That Calls Evil Spirits.
That's
and
not
I
accurate.
think my daughter drew it.
Oh, hi. Hello. What is this? Okay,
I don't know. I think it's a
Travis,
chia pet gone wrong.
Have you ever seen the movie They Live?
Yeah, Rowdy Roddy.
Yeah. So remember the aliens with the blue corpse skin and the black eyes, and maybe not the bristly black fro, but it looks like a child's drawing of one of the aliens from They Live vomiting up ghosts.
That's 100% exactly what this is. Also drawn...
Except he's also got on, like, Sam Jackson's Jerry Curl wig from Pulp Fiction.
He does, and it's all drawn in crayon. Don't leave that out. It's
100% crayon.
It looks hastily constructed. I kind of like it.
Yeah, there's a rawness to it that's like I'm kind of down for. But man, also, how is this tied into the book at all?
I don't remember it ever vomiting ghosts.
And they're
maybe
they're
that's
great.
the jungle
they're
magic coming
ghosts.
out of it.
They're literally, if you said like, imagine if a child drew a ghost that says boo, that is what's being vomited up by this They Live alien. Like, boo! Or I guess, boo!
He's just chucking Caspers, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Chucking Caspers.
So in light of that, I mean, I dig it, but it's not my favorite. My favorite, no. I probably... I gotta be just a regular normie and say...
I'm gonna say
Jacobus once again.
Yeah. I feel like he did the best job of capturing it. In spite of the fact that the book is about a shrunken head and he drew a normal human-sized head, he still got the closest to capturing the book. Although I like Dorman's, but again, it's the style of his stuff is just a little too cartoony in general.
And almost too soft or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Soft, yeah. Which is funny because there's some next level evil in this book, if you think about it. Like, this is a book that's like Deep Trouble, where it's just like the real evil.
It feels like that. Aren't
the monsters, but the 12-year-old girls we meet in the jungle. For a second, I thought Corinne was going to turn out to be Aunt Benna transformed or some shit. And that's why she was the only nice one. But it turns out she's not nice. She's a piece of shit. But anyway, spoilers.
I know,
Let's fucking get into it, because this book is...
There's guns in this one. They pull a gun in this one. It's crazy, dude.
So we get introduced to Mark, who's a fairly typical Goosebumps kid in that he's round and short, just like his Aunt Benna. Yeah. And
we get a lot of fat kids lately.
Yeah, little pudgy kids.
Yeah, that are products of divorce. We get a lot of those lately.
I don't think they are divorce. I think the dad's just on a trip or something, because later he has that nightmare and then he goes to sit in his mom's bed and there's that weird description. It's like, she's so warm and soft. It's just like when I was a little boy again. It's like, I don't like this scene.
Oh, maybe dad's traveling. Yeah, okay. I mean, he's with his other family. Sure.
Yeah, that's true too. So Mark, he's playing this computer king called Jungle King, and it sounds kind of like, I guess, Pitfall, sort of.
Yeah.
This is one of the points. I don't message Travis a lot while I'm reading because I want to keep things, a surprise for when we actually get on the show and we're talking about shit. But there's two things I mentioned to him. One of them was like, video game descriptions always suck. Like, I've never read a description of a video game in a Goosebumps book that has made me think, oh yeah, that's a video game that a human being would play. And it's not just Goosebumps. It's every time, like, the video games show up in X-Files are a wildly hilarious thing. It's just anytime video games play a part in a plot of something, it's going to be stupid. It's going to be like, guys, I got to make Grimblegroms on this video game, and now I'm addicted. I have to go online constantly and tap the keyboard rapidly, and then something happens. Like, that's... Anyway. Mark is being the worst friend, where he's playing a computer game while his two friends watch, and they're like, we're done playing games. Can we do anything else? He's like, let me just play one more level. One more level, you guys. And they're just like, we're going to go. And they just bail.
Yeah, they're like, we don't like it. We'd rather play a sports game. You got a Madden in there? You got anything?
I liked how... R.L. Stein's imagination sound like fires up for those kind of video games, where it's just like, what about, I don't know, March Madness basketball? That might be a fun video game. And guess what? EA reads your mind eventually. Mark's got a younger sister. She's 8. He's 12. So we're clear. I kind of adore Jessica. She's kind of annoying, but I don't know. Like, her baby sister vibe was like in the right level for me, where it's just like, she's pretty fucking funny. She keeps dicking around with him while he's like playing the game, and She wants to play, but he's like, no, you can't play because you always mess up, because she likes the sound effects when she drives off the road and stuff. That seems 1,000 times very accurate. Like, R.L. Stine definitely heard that argument. He's like, stop! You need to play it right!
But I like the sound effects.
He's just like, writing that down. Children suck. But the two kids, the two friends leave. Their names don't matter, because I feel like they only get referenced later, and then we never actually see them again either. But Joel and Eric. And also, we forget... oh, wait, I have to read the thing. I'm so excited about this book, I guess, that I'm just jumping all over the place. Mark yells out every time he picks up a head, because if you pick up shrunken heads in this game, every 10 heads, you get an extra life. That sounds like a video game thing. I'll allow that. But every time it happens, he calls out, Kalia! He just yells that out. And it's a jungle sound that he made up one day. And he just keeps yelling it. And I swear to I feel like his friends are just like, man, this is getting more embarrassing the older we get. We're like, Kalia! Hey guys, let's play our jungle game some more, because it'll be really fun. I'll just run around the park screaming, Kalia! Kalia!
Yeah, that would be like, imagine growing up with like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And he's just like, woo! Constantly. And you're like, dude, we are in an Applebee's. You could just chill that down.
So Jessica is like bothering him. She's just like, hey, I want to play the Jungle King. I want to play Jungle King now. And Mark's just like, shut up. And then the doorbell rings, and he's like, I'm gonna go answer the door, but don't you touch my video game, Jessica. He opens the door, the front door, and he's face to face with the most gnarly, disgusting thing he's ever seen in his entire life. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, dude. He opens the door and finds a woman.
Mm-hmm. Gross.
No, it's actually a strange woman.
Oh.
And she's strange because she's holding a real shrunken head. Not, you know what? If I'm bringing a shrunken head to someone's house, I might have it in a bag when they answer the door.
I'd be holding it by the hair towards the door to ward off whoever opens it, hoping, in fact, there would be a small child.
Do you know
and I
what
have
that
very
reminds me of?
Ways of opening doors and going to people's houses, though.
Do you want a sad Trav childhood fact?
Yes.
When I was like 8, I was getting ready for school and there was a knock at the door and I went to answer it and it was a dude and he was holding out my dead cat and he goes, "Hey man, is this yours? I just hit it." And,
oh my God.
I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Yeah, sorry about that. Where do you want me to put it?" And I was like, Dad. My dad had to come deal with it.
Oh my God.
That's how I was greeted by Strange. Yeah, a guy holding my mangled dead cat. I was like, you could have left it out there, man. It's fine. But anyway, this wasn't a mangled dead cat. This was just a shrunken head. All right? This is just a human head, no big deal. Not a cat or anything that somebody
Jesus
loved.
Christ.
And it's all leathery and stitched.
Your dead cat?
Not the cat. No,
I'm sorry.
Dad
I'm still 5 minutes behind. You keep going. I'll catch up.
No, that's how I got into taxidermy. No, no, the shrunken head. It was all leathery and stitched. It had black eyes. You know, it's all creepy. And the woman, she introduced herself. This is Carolyn Hollings. And I imagine she has a British accent because, I don't know, there's just something about the Hollings, Carolyn Hollings. And she claims she works with Aunt Benna on an island that Benna sent the head as a present for Mark. This is Aunt Benna. He hasn't seen his Aunt Benna in quite a while, since he was about 4. And somehow, I guess she knows he's super into the jungle. Brings him a shrunken head. That's what we're led to believe here. She's just that smart of an aunt. And Mark's mom is like, oh, okay. Well, Carolyn, come on inside. Any friend of Aunt Benna is a friend of ours. Get your ass in this household. My God. And Mark's like, should I touch the head? Nah. No, I'm going to touch it. No, I'm definitely going to. I'm going to touch it. I'm going to touch it. So before he can touch it, little Jessica snatches it, giggling, and then grin right off her face, and she screams and says that shrunken head bit her. Rawr! Bum, bum, bum.
And she's dead.
Oh, God.
They buy a tiny child-sized coffin for Jessica that afternoon. It's a lovely service. Mark's father doesn't show up, but no one's surprised. He's always
They serve those little wieners in like the barbecue sauce, though, and that's what really made it a good wake. Like the little cocktail wieners. Like,
would it be awful if you served great food at funerals to the point where people were like, I'm sad that I never get to try those cookies. And like, those are my funeral cookies. I don't make them except for funerals. If you want to try them, people have to die. And then you're like, I'll do it. And I'm like, that's what I've been waiting for my entire life. We're going to be a duo. Oh, sorry. Spoilers. It's chapter 3. So Jessica's not getting bit by anything. She's just like, I'm just fucking with you. This fucking little guy, its mouth sewed shut. How the fuck can it bite me? Hey, so she's tossing around, playing a little bit of one-on-one pickle with herself, where she's just like, come and get it, Mark. And Mark's just like, give me my shrunken head. And he manages to get away from her, but she's put a big old scratch on it, which I don't really get. Like, does Jessica have paint on her, and she left a paint like, does the head have paint on? Like, does she scratch the paint on his new head?
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't get it.
Does she have like those awful child dagger nails that's like, oh God, my daughter hates having her nails cut. She's at that age where it's just such a pain in the ass. And so her nails are always way too long. And so she's constantly cutting other kids. And you're like, Jessica.
Yeah, you got to hold them down and saw those things off, dude.
Mm-hmm. Just like a dog.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Anyway. So distracted. So Carolyn, who's apparently British now, and the mother sit down. Carolyn's talking about Aunt Benna and her work on the jungle island of Baladora. Aunt Benna. I like how Carolyn's explaining this to the mom, who's the sister. And she's like, so did you know that your sisters are Did you know that your sister's a world famous archaeologist? A little bit Australian there. I've been listening to that fucking Case Files, and now my British is sliding Australian again.
Yeah, happened to me. I can't do British anymore. I'm all Australian old eye. Yeah, I did think that was weird that she was like, do you not even know your own sister? Did you not know she's super famous in her world of things that she does? That's crazy that you don't know that.
But
like, I guess they didn't have Facebook back then. They couldn't.
That's true. She's probably just disappeared for years at a time, and that's how so many murders happened on Forensic Files. Is just like some old person that no one talked to for months at a time gets murdered. Then the family gets letters from them still, and they never bother to go investigate because who cares back in the 90s?
Yeah, they'll turn up.
So they're listening to the stories. Carolyn keeps talking about all the fun of the jungles. Mark is just like, this is like Jungle King come to life. He's just petting his shrunken head the whole time. Excuse me. To be fair, I would have been so fucking excited to have gotten a shrunken head if I was 12 years old. I would be secretly just as excited as an adult, but I would temper it with like, sir, you can't just give me human remains. That's terrible. I'm going to go bring this to the proper authorities. And then Pam's going to be like, no, you can't put that on the nightstand.
I would definitely front. I'd be like, how despicable. You know what? I'm going to hold on to this until we find the right place for it. Okay? I'm going to set it right here until we find exactly where this belongs.
Right
because it's
there
not
on that shelf, next to my critter, and the table goblin, and Grimlock, a dim-witted Dinobot.
Dude, you know what? I've been
right
staring at that little spot. You got a little gap right there, and I'm like, that would be a perfect spot for a little shrunken head. Right there, between that picture and that thing.
That's the first birthday card I got for Pam. That haunted house. And I just got like one of those because her birthday's in October. I got one of those cards that turns into a pop-up mansion. Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I might get you a shrunken head for Christmas. We'll see. We'll see if you're good.
Only if it's real. Yep. Chapter 3 is taking way too long.
I'm sorry.
So that night, that's not your fucking fault. It's never your fault, Travis. So that night, to me, this book is crazy because I expected this book to stay wherever the fuck we are, Ohio. Anyway, so he puts the shrunken head on top of his dresser. It looks pretty creepy in the moonlight, but he's just like, it's so sexy. Also, it used to be like a real person. I don't know why Mark talks like this, but he does. It's like, it used to be a real person. It's so weird. Oh, well, I'm going to go to sleep. So he hops into bed, probably dreaming cheerful dreams about shrunken heads, when he hears a terrifying whisper calling his name in the middle of the night. Mark. Mark. Mark, it's the end of the chapter. Dun, dun, dun.
And it's the head of his little sister. She's waking him up. It's the middle of the night. She had a bad dream, and she wants some water.
I love that it wasn't a prank. It was just like, Mark, I shit the bed again. Can you give me a glass of water? That's what I think I mean by, like, Jessica just seems like she's just a little sister. She's not, half the time she's not being malicious. She's just being annoying.
No, she's just being a kid. Yeah. It's like my daughter, we told her, it's like, if you have to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, you don't have to wake us up and tell us unless you need something, all right? Feel free to go in there and take care of business and everything. And she's like, okay, because she had been waking us up. And we're like, we don't need that. You're a big girl, you can do it. But now she wakes us up when she's done to let us know that she did it and it was okay.
She's like, hey, I just used the bathroom and it was fine. And I didn't have to wake you up. Okay, good night.
You're like, thank you. Thanks for letting us know. Night, sweetie. So anyway, I get this. I feel this in my bones.
What's also funny is that's how I would have taken that instruction as well. I feel like I would have been like, oh, okay. Then I'll be like, okay, don't, guys. No problems this time. Okay, but you don't have to report to us at all. But what if I have trouble? When you have trouble, okay. You know what? You just go back to wearing diapers.
Yeah, seriously, until you're 18. But yeah, so she needs some water. She wakes him up. Usually she does wake him up when she needs water. I don't know why she wouldn't wake up her own parents for that, but hey, big brother, he's not so bad about it. She tells him, she's like, man, that shrunken head was giving me nightmares. And it's also like, well, maybe you shouldn't have grabbed it out of my hand. Okay. But on their way, down to toward the stairs, she walks by the dresser and she pokes at the head and, she's like, man, why didn't Aunt Benna give me one? Girls like shrunken heads too. And Mark's like, you don't need that. You're 8. You don't like the jungle. I like the jungle. All right. It's not for you.
I did find it wild that the mom was just like, yeah. Have a shrunken head. Woman. I feel like the 90s were the last time this would have been an acceptable story. And if this book 100%. Actually came out now, the mom would have been like, no, you can't have a human head on your desk.
Lord, no. Put it on eBay. After Mark gets her drink, tucks her back into bed. Good big brother. He goes to his room, tries to fall back to sleep. But then over on that dresser, he's noticing a bit of a glow. He's like, what, I leave a lamp on over there? What's going on over there? But it's coming from the shrunken head. And he watches as the dark eyes sparkle, the little lips on it twitch, and then it curls into a horrifying smile. Bum, bum, bum.
So Mark's just like, holy shit, it's got glowy eyes and it's smiling at me. I'm pretty sure shrunken heads are supposed to do that. Runs into his mom's room. I feel like is a very weird description of the whole fucking situation. He says like, Mom stood up and wrapped me in a hug. She felt so warm and soft. I was shaking all over. I suddenly felt as if I were a little boy again. Mark, you had a nightmare, Mom said softly. She ran her hand over the back of my hair, the way she used to do when I was little. I mean, it's just me. I don't know. It's a little much, right? It feels like we didn't need that one. Yeah. The fact that he runs in there and like Dad's not there, Mom's by herself. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, he's like, Ma, it wasn't a nightmare, all right? I understand that you're lonely with Dad not being here, but like, it wasn't a nightmare. The shrunken head really did that. So he drags her out of bed, takes her into his room, and is like, see? There. Oh, no. It's gone.
Oh, fuck.
The shrunken head's gone from the dresser. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. It's not there, and he's like, where'd it go? Did it get up and leave on its own? This goddamn head. Turns out Jessica had taken it. Now, her mischief is starting to push my buttons a little bit. Good thing she's cute and helpless as an 8-year-old and can't get her own water. or I might push her down the stairs. But yeah, she's teasing him about his glowing head story. She thinks Mark's being silly. He snatches the head back from her. The head's not glowing anymore, so like most Goosebumps books, when a kid tries to show an adult something weird and the weird thing stops happening, he feels dumb, and Mom is annoyed. And she's like, it was all just a nightmare, Mark. It's all just a nightmare. You're just going cuckoo. It's okay. And Jessica's like, you're not even going to share the head? It's come on. Give me like some custody of the head. Give me weekends. Mom's like, everybody shut up. Everybody go to bed. All right? I'm tired of all this.
Yeah, imagine
go to
it's
bed. I'm going to shrink all your heads.
And your daughter and your other daughter that you don't have yet, so terrifying, wake you up in the middle of the night about a shrunken head that you let them keep in her room. And you're just like, hey.
Technically, that's on me. I think that
it
does.
Me. Yeah, it does kind of seem the sun is on the mom at this point.
It does feel that way. So, before leaving, Carolyn, who, by the way, has been staying in the house, she's been asleep, quote unquote, just down the hall in the guest room.
Yeah, and she comes out wearing just a black nightshirt. I'm just like, what is this sexy creature that's invaded this realm?
Yeah, more like Aunt Benna eating that ass, huh?
Yep, that's
maybe I'll leave it in, maybe I won't. We'll see. But she's lingering in the hall. And anytime somebody lingers, that's bad. All right? You don't want somebody that lingers. She's lingering in the hall. And she's staring at Mark. And she's got an intense expression. And she's like, hey, did you for real see that head glow? I'm sorry. Did you for real see that head glow? Mark's like, you damn right I did. I saw it glow its ass off. And she's like, She doesn't say anything. She just walks off, appearing pensive. Only for Mom and Carolyn to greet him the next morning with the biggest surprise of his goddamn life. Bum, bum, bum. Chapter 7.
Up until that point. You know why I keep thinking in my head that Carolyn is just this sexy lady? She reminds me so much of, I think she was a reporter hussy in the last Egyptian book, who was like trying to get down Uncle Archaeologist's pants and fuck him raw for his mummy secrets. That's who Carolyn reminds me of. Also Sabrina. Yeah. The witch that turned into a cat that also made Aunt Catherine love only beef.
Yeah, dude.
So, it's breakfast time. We find out that the news is that Mark's mom is the worst parent in any Goosebumps book on the fucking planet. Because Carolyn has come up unannounced the day before and she's like, hello, I've got a severed head. Also, I'd like to take your child to the jungle. And Mark's mom, instead of being like, nope, I would like some evidence that you know my sister before I send off my... Well, she does have 2 kids. So maybe that's what it is. She's just like, oh, God. Mark and Jessica? Let's get rid of one of them. Because Mark's mom is just super down. Because she hasn't even seen Aunt Benna in like 10 years.
Does he ever mention his dad? He never says like, Dad.
No, there's
dad's permission.
It's during the dream when he wakes up and he runs into his mom's room. It says like his dad's on a business trip and that's it.
Oh, right. Okay.
So
man, his dad's going to be like, I'm sorry, you sent our son fucking where?
Baladora.
With who?
To Baladora.
She brought a what?
With Carolyn.
She greeted you with a shrunken head, and you letting her go? You letting him go to an island
to see your sister, Aunt Benna? Is this the same sister when she came to her wedding? Let loose a pack of monkeys because it was good luck and pulled out my mom's eyeball. Yeah, no.
That Aunt Benna?
Why would you send Mark to Aunt Benna? Yeah, that's definitely the conversation that happens when he gets back from his trip because Aunt Benna fucked up the wedding. Anyway.
More like Aunt Benna, crazy bitch.
I hate you so much. The fact that you've now discovered that you can turn her name into any pun is the worst. So Mark gets excited. He packs for his trip. He's just like, oh, I'll get Jessica something when I get there, like a poisonous snake or some poison ivy or some hentavirus. I don't know. Whatever. He also
Malaria,
packs his shrunken head so that Jessica can't play with it while he's gone, which is the most childlike behavior I could expect from a little brother or from a brother. And B, good call, man.
Yeah,
don't let
yeah.
the fucking
You're
little
going to
rat
need that.
near your stuff. Like, fuck that girl. So they're on the plane. I love how Mark is apparently also the most well-behaved child because he's just like, we're on the plane for so long, a 6-hour flight at least, because they watched 3 movies on the flight. And this isn't like nowadays. If you're listening to this podcast and you think like back in those days, oh, you could pick whatever entertainment you want. No, these are the 3 movies that the airline had access to at this time, and they were usually garbage and out of date by 5 years. But anyway.
Yeah, you were force-fed shit all the time.
Because what you had to do is pay for the headphones, and then you could watch the movie with everyone else. But anyway, for the most part, Mark just does his own thing and watches airplane movies, and Carolyn just does her work. And the whole time, and also later when Mark is just kind of left to his own devices in the jungle, he's like just helping out and doing shit. Like he's like just the most well-behaved Goosebumps child.
He's a good kid.
Yeah,
he's a good kid.
But during the flight, Carolyn's working, and at one point she finishes working, and she and Mark are talking. And at one point she's like, "Hey, Mark, she ever tell you any secrets? Are there any secrets that your aunt told you about being a man, or maybe secrets about the jungle? Not about jungle magic necessarily, but definitely about the jungle. Did she give you any other gifts about the jungle? Anything as good as this shrunken head that I gave you? How about it, Mark? What did Aunt Benna give you? I'd hate to have to break your fingers. Oh, here's the stewardess. So, they get to Baladora. Well, they don't get to Baladora. They land in Southeast Asia, which, if you are unaware, Southeast Asia encompasses, I believe, Japan, China, and several other countries that cover a massive geographical region. But they land in Southeast Asia.
It's like 80% of the Earth's population.
We're in Southeast Asia. Vietnam? Where are we? I got so just irate by that. Because she tells Mark, we have to get on a smaller plane because there's no airport. So they have to get on a smaller plane. And that's when they meet Ernesto. And Ernesto's amazing. Yeah. They're on this tiny plane. There's literally only enough seats for the pilot, Carolyn, and Mark. And they're flying over the jungle. And it's pretty bumpy. And Mark's just like, this is okay, right, Carolyn? She's like, it's nothing. If you'd lived in London during the Blitz, you'd know it's nothing. Like, I used to live in my mum's basement while the fucking krauts were just burning everything, just bombs going off all night long. It's nothing.
I just want to comment, Dylan was bobbing in his seat as if he were on a rickety plane the entire time he did that bit.
The audience really does miss out on the fact that it's just a full body performance from me every time.
It's a physical comedy. Yeah, but if there wasn't so much editing that went into this, I think a video version of this would be quite a hit.
Well,
but
just
there's
have
no
Petey
way.
do it. Petey loves editing video, apparently. So Baladora comes into view, and Ernesto, who's the pilot, I never mentioned that Ernesto's the pilot. He suddenly turns around and he's just like, we've got a problem. It doesn't look like we've got an ability to land, and we're going to have to jump without parachutes. And Mark is just like, I beg your what now? And Ernesto's just like, just aim for something soft. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, well, Mark obviously panics because that's the last thing he wanted to hear, was that their plane was going to crash. If their plane was going to crash, better Goosebumper. But I do appreciate Ernesto's humor. I would have hated it if I were Mark. I agree with Mark. But it turns out it's a joke from him and Carolyn. Plane's fine. Ernesto's like, got another one. He and Carolyn high five. And they do it. They land in on Baladora. It's a rough landing. It's a small airport, but this isn't their final destination because they have to then. Or this is their destination. I'm sorry, we've already done that. We already did the leg. They land roughly where they're going. This is Baladora. They're there. They made it. Yay! All right. Woo. Ernesto unloads the bags. He hops on the plane, flies away, leaves them there. There's no way off the plane. If they need help, it takes Ernesto an hour to get there. So if they break their leg, it's at least 2 hours to get to a hospital. Not counting, you got to make sure Ernesto answers the phone. I don't even know how you get a hold of him.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. It's like, they make it sound as if like Ernesto's just sitting in his plane with the radio next to him. He's like, what's going on?
No, now?
But no, Ernesto's probably usually in a bar.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that, like, I can just see him. If you've seen Romancing the Stone, it's definitely like Michael Douglas situation. Just dirty, sweaty, hairy man, drunk all the time, and maybe he'll be able to fly the plane. Have you seen Romancing the Stone?
Maybe. No, I have not.
Oh, you should see that. It's like it's a good A's comedy, fish out of water situation.
Oh, I love a good fish out of water.
Yeah,
that's how I eat them
in the jungle specifically.
Ooh, more jungle activity. So, Carolyn now leads Mark toward where they're going to be, some research buildings. Now, it was at this part, I'm in chapter 8, it was at this part that I realized, and I texted you this, R.L. Stine loves to use the adjective low for anything. These research buildings are low buildings. There are low branches, the clouds are low, the plane flew low, there's low moans, everything's a little bit low. 24 times in the book. Doesn't seem like a lot until you realize there's only 125 pages.
To be fair, this island is below sea level, which is very low for an island.
All right, well, I see whose side you're on. You're going to take Jovial Bob's side. I see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, he's the one who pays my salary for this show.
And you know what? It's low. It's a low salary.
Yeah, it's not great. It's all Goosebumps pogs.
Which aren't going up in price. You would think collector's items? No, they're garbage. It's hot here. There's gnats, swarms of giant gnats buzzing all over, mosquitoes. It's a jungle. It's what you expect. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees. Carolyn's like, when we gotta leave, we'll radio Ernesto. He'll come back and get us, but for now we're on our own. Mark expects Aunt Benna to be here waiting for him on the tarmac. Greet him. Where's she been? But she's not there. He's expecting her to run across, give him a big hug, be like, oh, I haven't seen you since you were just a little boy. Nope, she's not here at all. Instead, he's met by a white-haired old man, who I imagined as Gandalf the entire time for some reason, and a little blonde girl, who I imagined as the girl that died in My Girl. That's just my headcanon. You can do what you want at home. Now, the man introduces himself. This is Dr. Richard Hollings. All right, very close to Richard Dawkins. Richard Hollings. And the girl, his daughter, Corrine. Now, she's also just so happens...
gone with Stephen Hawkins over Dawkins.
Maybe. Yeah, well, okay. Stephen Richard Hawking Dawkins. Now, Corrine is also in the 6th grade. So she's the same age as our guy, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not in the 6th grade right now. Because right now, she's in this here dump. And she doesn't like it. She doesn't like the jungle at all. No. So where Mark is pretty excited to be here, Corrine, not into it.
Yeah, she said she'd rather be living with her grandma.
Yeah.
In New York.
I was going to say in Northeast Asia. Now, Mark asks about his aunt. He's like, you see my Aunt Benna? Because that's why I'm here. Anybody? And Carolyn's like, well, here's the thing, Mark. Your aunt is missing. And she has been for a few weeks now. Yeah, I know, right? We're still going with it. And she's been missing for a while. Probably dead. We didn't tell your mom that. We didn't want to scare her. But we wanted to get you here first and then scare you here.
Okay, so as a fully grown adult, if you found all this out, you'd be like, okay, so you're here to murder me, right? Because you just...
Right.
This is a bad... Everything that she's saying is wildly bad.
This is a kidnapping. You have kidnapped him.
Yes.
You've kidnapped the child from his parents under false pretense. Now, Dr. Hollings like, listen, no, calm down, son. Now, we've been searching for your aunt for weeks. Okay? we've done our due diligence. We searched for weeks. We sent up a smoke signal. I found a carrier pigeon and gave him her scent. And I searched for footprints for about an hour last Thursday. And she's not turned up at all. I even yelled for her. Watch this. Aunt Benna. No answer. We can't find her at all. But we brought you here to help, Mark. You, but a wee 12-year-old boy, think you possess the key to help us find your Aunt Benna. And Mark's like, what? And he's like, listen, I don't want to startle you, Mark, but you possess a funky little thing called jungle magic. Bum, bum, bum.
Jungle boogie. Jungle boogie. That was literally the paragraph I sent to Travis, and she's like, what the fuck?
Dude, there's something. Would you get to jungle magic? I'm like, all right, is this a parody all of a sudden? Have you given up on us, R.L. Stein? What is going on with this? I got more morbidly curious about the book at that point. I was like, all right, how does he fucking... what happens with jungle magic?
So Mark is shocked because he's like, holy shit, I've got jungle magic? An adult just told me that my aunt is missing and the only way to find her is my jungle magic. All right, that makes sense to me. But Corinne, the little girl, is just like, Daddy, I doesn't want to hear about your jungle magic. I wants a Coca-Cola. And Carolyn's just like, Simon's right. I'll get a couple Coca-Colas. And so Mark is trying to talk to Corinne about like, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? Yes, and Corinne apparently doesn't understand what he's upset about. And she's like, yeah, the jungle sucks. It's super sucky. There's like, it's nothing like the movies, and it's just mosquitoes all the time. Just all the time mosquitoes. Little biters. And Carolyn's just like, oh, there's lots of cool stuff in the jungle while we're looking for your aunt. Like, have you ever heard of a scarlet ibis? They look a lot.
They come in scarlet?
No. Listen. That's a funny thing, because they're just like, they're kind of like pink flamingos, but a different color. I don't know how to describe it. But the scarlet ibis is this brilliant kind of reddish. I don't know. If only the scarlet ibis had a way to tell us the nature. They're scarlet! You stupid woman! Anyway. Dr. Hollins is, he's like, hey, all right, here's what's going on around these parts. Aunt Benna. I like how you went for like an older British man. I'm just sticking with my Guy Ritchie accents for everybody. Everyone else sounds like they're from Snatch. Wait till I do my Irish traveler voice.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's not going to go well, and I'm not going to do it. But let's let Dr. Richard Hollins explain in his own words. It's not even Richard, is it? You've got me saying his name is Richard Dawkins.
It is Richard. Well, it's Richard Hollings. Yeah.
Tell me about my Aunt Benna. Not much to tell, Dr. Hollins replied, frowning. She was studying a new kind of tree snail, somewhere on this end of the jungle. But one night she didn't return. We're very worried about her, Carolyn said, twisting a strand of hair. She bit her lower lip. Very worried. We searched and searched. Then we decided you could help us. I don't know why she's Welsh? Whatever.
Belsh.
But how can I help? I demanded. I told you, I've never been to a jungle. But you have jungle magic, Carolyn replied. Benna gave it to you the last time she visited you. We read about it. It's in Benna's notebooks over there. She's just Australian. Okay, go on. Carolyn pointed to a stack of black notebooks on the bookshelf against the wall. I gazed at them, thinking hard. I still didn't understand. Neither would I, kid. I'm on Mark's side. Aunt Benna gave me some kind of magic, I asked? Dr. Hollins nodded. Yes, she did. She was afraid the secret might fall into the wrong hands. So she gave it to you. Not to me. Not to Carolyn. Not to Corinne. But her 4-year-old nephew. Should tell you something, Mark.
Should warn you.
Don't you remember?
Carolyn asked. I was so little, I told them.
Oh, hello, Pam. Do you like my British accent?
It's awful. I hate it when she just fucking just humors me. I was so little, I told them. I was only 4. I don't remember. I don't think she gave me anything.
But she did,
Carolyn insisted.
We know you have jungle magic. We know that you...
How? I interrupted. How do you know I have it?
Because you saw the shrunken head glow.
Carolyn replied.
The head will only glow for people who have the magic. We read that in Benna's notebooks.
I swallowed hard. My throat suddenly felt dry again. My heart began to race. You're telling me I have some special kind of magic powers? I asked in a tiny voice. But I don't feel strange or anything. I've never done anything magic.
You have the magic,
Dr. Rawlings said softly.
The magic is hundreds of years old. It belonged to the Oloyan people. They used to live on this island.
They were head shrinkers,
Carolyn added.
Hundreds of years ago. That head I bought you, it was a lion. We uncovered many others.
But your aunt has uncovered the secret of their ancient magic,
Dr. Holling said.
And she gave it to you.
You've got to help us find her, Corinne declared. You've got to use the magic. We've got to find the poor Benna before it's too late. I'll try, I told them. But secretly, I thought, they've made a big mistake. Maybe they mixed me up with someone else. I don't have any jungle magic. None at all. What am I gonna do? What a real pickle. Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, it's a real pickle, all right.
So don't forget, Carolyn is now the most nasally Australian. Hollings is a soft-spoken, vaguely British man. And now Corinne ended up being also a British little girl. So I'm throwing that out there for you. Yeah. And Mark is just
I think I can...
a broken knee.
He's just normal.
Yes, just normal.
He's just fine. Well, Mark and Corinne spend the day sort of exploring around the edge of the jungle. They got spiders out there. She shows them a couple of Venus flytrap kind of things, and, you know, kind of cool. They climb trees, talk, kid stuff. And Mark is like, you don't like the jungle? You don't like it? Come on. The jungle's really something cool. I've always been a jungle guy. I love the jungle. You're telling me you don't like it, Corinne? And she's like, well, my mother died when I was young. She was bitten by a jungle. She did say that, though. She did say that she wants to return to New Jersey, where she can be even more British, but her father won't let her. He wants her to stay here in the low research buildings on the low island. And Mark, he can't get jungle magic out of his mind.
You weren't going to say magic, were you?
It's making his temperature rise. He's starting to feel sweaty and like overheated about it. But he's convinced. He's convinced he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the magic, despite what's going on here. He's like, there's no way. I don't even know what it would be if I had it. I don't even know what we're dealing with here. This doesn't make any sense. So at night, fast forward, he did his little bonding thing with Corinne. As of now, Corinne seems fine. She's nice to him. They're getting along. And then at night, he's in his little cabin there, and he's lying awake, and he's like, man, if I could just think back to when Aunt Benna came to visit me when I was 4, I can't remember much. I kind of remember what she looks like. I know she was a kind of a shorter lady, kind of chubby, as is my family. But I was 4. I don't remember. Gosh, I don't remember anything about jungle magic. I mean, this was 8 years ago. I mean, this was a long time ago. And he's like, yeah, I think, you know what? I think they've made a mistake. You know what? In the morning, I'm going to go to Carolyn and Dr. Hollings, and I'm going to say, listen, you got the wrong boy. I got no jungle magic here. All right, you could just take me on back home, and we can maybe, I don't know, get the authorities involved in finding a missing person and not a 12-year-old boy. How about that? Is that a good deal for everybody? He's not able to sleep. He's got a lot on his mind. He needs to walk it off. That's what he decides. So he puts on his sneakers, his t-shirt, a little bit of sandals, goes for a short walk around the little buildings. That's what I like to do. I like to blow off steam in an unfamiliar jungle.
Putting on sneakers, shirt, and some sandals, no pants. Just
no pants. He's got 2 pairs of shoes on
out there.
No pants. A t-shirt. Somehow put his shoes over his sandals.
And just Winnie the Pooh in it all over the jungle.
Winnie the Pooh in it out there. Just Donald ducking it around.
I just can't imagine a worse time to be like, you know what? Free ball it. Hey, mosquitoes, get your lunch.
Dude, I would never walk outside in the jungle unless I was in like a full astronaut outfit. Like, it's dangerous. Everything's trying to kill you. But anyway, he's out there and he's thinking about
book about the Amazon explorers, and they're just like, oh yeah, one guy became insane because of the number of maggots he had to pick out of his still alive skin because he just got infested with bug eggs. Like, I'm good.
I'm good. I don't need it. I don't need that. The equator, close enough as it is. But the equator, he's thinking about
hater.
Hey-o. He's thinking back to the conversation that Carolyn had with him and his warning. She had told him, never go out at night without a flashlight. But here he is out there. You know, she says, that's the creature's world. Then, by the way, she only mentioned, she's like, oh, we've got a lot of living things out here. Mark, we've got an ibis. We've got tree snails. She never mentions anything that could fucking eat him.
No.
So she's like, it's the creature's world at night.
Vampires?
Don't go out there without a flashlight.
Werewolves? No.
Right?
Just Aunt Benna. They're just... Yeah. It's Aunt Benna that makes me go Australian. Because her name sounds very Australian. Oh, it's Aunt Benna.
Benna fair dinkum.
We're going to stop by Aunt Benna's in the Arvo.
I need a flashlight, I realized. I remembered Carolyn's warning earlier when she showed me where I would sleep. Never go out at night without a flashlight. At night, she had warned me. We are not in charge here. At night, this is the creature's world. The back of the headquarters building loomed ahead of me. I decided to turn around, but before I could turn, I realized I wasn't alone. In the darkness, I caught a pair of eyes staring back at me. I gasped. A chill ran down my back. Staring hard through the purple night, I saw another pair of eyes, and then another, and another. Dark eyes, black like a doll's eyes, staring at me without moving, without blinking. Dark eyes on top of each other. I froze. I couldn't move. I knew that I was trapped. There were too many of them. Too many eyes! Bum, bum, bum.
I will say, as much as I'm not necessarily superstitious or a believer in the supernatural, I do find this kind of like worse than a bunch of animals, where he's like, oh, it's okay. It's just a giant pile of shrunken heads. Just a giant pile of severed, ceremonially treated heads. Glittering.
That would give me the heebies and the jeebies. I would get both, I think.
I would leave. I honestly, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go. And he does. He goes.
Yeah. Go for him.
Once he's back inside the building, he's just like, what the why are they piled here? What the fuck is going on here? Those were real people. I like how R.L. Stine doubles down, just in case kids were just like, oh, I bet they're just like little fake things, like a lawn gnome. Like, it's just like a little statue. And R.L. Stine's just like,
no, they're real people that died. They died. Just like you could die someday. Just like you will die someday.
So he decides he needs some reading material, and his flashlight catches the side of Aunt Benna's notebooks, which we'd seen earlier. And it's like, you know what? I'll read these, see if maybe I can discover this jungle magic thing. Because that sounds like a pile of horse shit that an overworked writer came up with in the 11th hour, that jungle magic is a fucking thing. So he's flipping through the journal. It's organized chronologically, as most journals are. Most people don't write their journals out of order. And then he reads like about her like studying lizards, and she found a cave, and yay, that's real fucking exciting. Who gives a fuck? All right, let's get to the juicy details about jungle magic. So he's skipping around here. Oh, she finds some birds. She's like, hey, I'm gonna call them scarlet ibises. I wonder what color they is. And she skips around some more. And then he gets to around the time that she came to visit him when he was 4 years old. Once again, 8 years ago. And the section's called Summer, which is the scariest thing he's ever fucking seen. Because guess what? He finds out some shit that he didn't want to hear.
Oh my God, he does. Yeah, he reads that notebook.
But I have a headless.
I'll wait.
I have a headless headphone.
Oh, okay.
I can hear you.
All right, Mark. He reads Aunt Benna's notebook and learns the horrifying truth. And that horrifying truth is Dr. Hollings and Carolyn will absolutely stop at nothing to destroy the jungle and use jungle magic for evil. Let me read. Finding the secret of jungle magic in that cave was my most amazing discovery, Aunt Benna wrote. But I know the secret is not safe as long as Dr. Hollings and Carolyn are around. They will use the jungle magic to do evil. And so I have given the jungle magic and its secret to my nephew, Mark. He lives 4,000 miles away in the United States, and so I hope the secret will be safe. If the jungle magic ever falls into the Hollings' hands, my aunt continued, the jungle will be destroyed. The island of Baladora will be destroyed. And so will I. I gasped and turned the page. I struggled to keep the flashlight steady so that I could read more. If Hollings gets the jungle magic, Aunt Benna wrote, he will shrink my head until there is no trace of me. I must keep my nephew 4,000 miles away from Hollings, because he will shrink Mark's head too, to get at that magic I have hidden there. And after that, a terrified moan escapes Mark's mouth, a low moan, I imagine, and he panics, and he's like, oh no, I've been kidnapped and brought to a jungle to steal, they're going to steal the magic, and it's no longer safe because I'm not 4,000 miles away, I'm 100 feet away. Oh my God, this is no good. And he's like, oh my God, what happened to Aunt Benna? Maybe they already killed her. Maybe they harmed her. Maybe, oh no. What? Or maybe she escaped. I got to get out of here. They're going to shrink my head. I got to leave right now. I got to walk out of here right now. He drops the notebook. He goes to the door and he's getting ready to escape. But guess what? Someone already standing there in the shadows blocking his way. And a voice asks him, hey, where you going? Bum, bum, bum.
So Mark realizes it's Corinne, and he just picks up that fucking KO light, and he's ready to bash her brains in.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, hey, whoa. Ease up there. Ease up. He's like, all right, Corinne, I know you and your dad and your fucking crazy ass aunt. Because I don't know if we've mentioned this, but Carolyn and Dr. Hollings are brother and sister. That's also a thing. So,
yeah. It's crazy out there. Everybody's in
like,
on to somebody.
I love Aunt Benna. And Mark's just like, well, she cries. There's no way a woman would just cry for no reason to emotionally manipulate me.
That's right.
Sorry, that came off as a bit judgy of the fairer sex. Anyway. So Mark's just like, whatever. She's cute. She's probably on the side of good and angels. So he's like, help me get out of here. And she's like, all right, I'll help you. I'll help you betray my own father and aunt. So I'm moving quickly and quietly, getting through the wet grass. Mark's just, hey, I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to go find Aunt Benna. More dressed, I guess? I don't know. Maybe get some off on. But Corinne's just like, you need to use your jungle magic. Use that jungle magic and find Aunt Benna. And Mark's just like, could you stop saying that? That's the stupidest thing I've read in a Goosebumps book. Please stop saying jungle magic. And Korean's just, no. You gotta use this jungle magic. Come on, buddy. Jungle magic. Trademark. R.L. Stein. TM. Use it. So we're heading over to Mark's cabin, but then, oh, fuck, man, they hear some fucking footsteps in the jungle, and there's only one thing that footsteps can be. Dr. Hollins. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah. Time to panic now. The person who's going to come shrink his head standing right outside. Nah, it's just a rabbit. It's just a big
a fucking
it's just
rabbit,
a weird
man.
rabbit. It's just a rabbit.
Also,
it's apparently a strange.
Look at this mashed potato dog just sitting there like a sack of potatoes, just staring at the camera. What's going on? You got something?
Honestly, look kind of creepy in the low light there, Lily. Yeah. But no, it's just a giant rabbit that Aunt Benna discovered, and we don't hear. I wanted to hear more about a giant rabbit
that sounds like human footsteps. Like it's so big, it's like,
dude. What if the book? I was thinking about this when I was reading. What if the book changed right there, where now we're being stalked in the jungle by a giant rabbit?
Well,
that's fun.
Well, technically, though, those three motherfuckers are going to be stalked by a Godzilla-sized rabbit for the rest of their lives. Because they're going to get shrunk. Ah! I saw you looking at me like, what the fuck is Dylan talking about? God, I hate Dylan.
I was like,
sometimes.
I don't
He's
think...
just so stupid.
I don't know. Did you get the Dorman version? I didn't get it.
Chapter 15.
Corinne urges, she's like, go to the cabin and get dressed before Father wakes up. Mark, he's shaking. He's nervous. He's putting on his jeans, his long sleeve shirt, gets his flashlight. He's putting on his full-ass jungle gear, not just his walk around the low headquarters gear. He's putting on the full thing. And he gets the shrunken head. Make sure to grab that, stuffs that in his T-shirt pocket. It fits, normal-sized pocket, very small head. Now, Corinne tells him there's only one path into the jungle. And that the jungle magic will guide him the rest of the way to Aunt Benna. How she knows this beyond me. She knows a lot more about jungle magic than I think the other two adults do. But she's like, that's going to lead the way to Aunt Benna. Just use your jungle magic. And he's like, you keep saying it, and I keep realizing that you're stupid. So, whatever. He's like, I don't believe that the magic's going to help, but I don't want my head in that pile of shrunken heads, so I'm going to do what I can to find Aunt Benna.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, listen, it's weird that you've kind of taken to me so easily. It's kind of sus, but I appreciate you. Just don't tell your dad that I left. And she's like, oh, fingers crossed. Absolutely not. On your side. Hope you find Aunt Benna. Very cool. He's like, all right, great. That was easy. All right. So he runs into the trees, into the jungle, following this little path. Starts to get darker, more overgrown, jungle shit. And clicks on the flashlight, surrounded by very tall weeds. Big trees. Starting to feel very alone. No clear path forward. He's in the dense vegetation. Maybe even lost. Uh-oh. Bum, bum, bum.
I mean, getting lost in the wilderness is the scariest thing that happens in these books. He's basically just spending a night in the jungle. He's smacking on mosquitoes. He hears animals crying out in the jungle. It's not great. It's terrifying. It's fucking terrifying. He's hiding beneath some low branches that have some thick leaves on them. The notes actually do say low branches, which I find
hilarious. It does say low
yeah.
branches.
And he feels a little better because he's hiding from this. Ah! It's probably a New World monkey. JK. Because they're not in the New World. They're in the Old World? Where the fuck are they? They're in Asia, so that's not Old or New World, right? I don't know. Anyway.
Seems old to me.
He decides he's going to take off. He's going to take a little nap. Turns off the flashlight. Settles in under this tree. Drifts off to sleep. But then he has this fucking Goosebumps-esque dream with a bunch of voices being like, hurry, Mark. Mark. Hurry, Mark. Mark. Hurry, Mark. Hurry, Mark. Mark. Hurry. Just to give you some different audio things you can pull from.
Thank you.
So
no, that was
really
cool.
Make a horrifying, just like binaural.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
Where are we? What book are we reading? He wakes up It's morning. He's itchy and damp. He's scared. Not a good morning, honestly. I've woken up from
Seems
camping
bad.
a couple times feeling like that. We're just like, where the fuck am I? Oh, shit. I haven't showered in 3 days and I'm cold. Great.
I woke up one time camping with a leech on my face. A leech on my face.
I went camping
And it was funny.
once.
When I woke up, the guy came to my tent, and I looked at him, and I was like, hey, what's up? And he goes, hey, you got a leech on your face. That's what he said to me. Just like that. It was very funny.
You have a lot of people who are just like, we're going to skip the pleasantries and get straight to the business. Here's your dead cat, and you've got a leech on your face.
Pretty much.
I once went camping in the middle of a hurricane. That was a fun night. Woke up in my sleeping bag in the middle of just a lake of water. Amazing.
Oh, that's no fun. No leeches, though.
No leeches. The ant problem was real, but that's for another time. Speaking of which, so he notices a red ant on his cheek, which I don't know about you, but like, I'm not scared of bugs. I go up to bugs all the time, but if I feel a bug crawling on me and I'm not aware of its presence up until that point and I can't see it, I get a little panicky.
Yeah. Not to keep interjecting with interstitials, but my daughter, we just celebrated her birthday, and we have balloons left over with ribbons on them, and they got helium in them. Mm-hmm. We keep them for a little while. She likes to play with them while they're still, kind of floaty. And there's one, and it had a ribbon hanging down, and I didn't see it, and I sat down in the chair, and the end of the ribbon went into my ear, and I thought it was a bug, and I freaked out and started flailing. I was like, get the fuck off me, goddamn, what is it? And it was just the balloon, and the whole family just stopped and looked at me like, you okay, Dad? You all right, bud? I was like, hey, that's okay. I just thought it was a bug. So, I flailed around the living room like I was fighting a ghost Muhammad Ali.
I was walking along this kind of country road path in eastern North Carolina, in the river country, I guess. I don't fucking know what it's called, but in that area, Moheran River. And it's twilight. I hear like this like coming right at my head, and I don't know what it is. It sounds like a hornet about the size of a cicada, which is a big hornet.
Oh yeah.
And I'm running down this dirt road. I'm sprinting. I'm just like, I'm getting away from this fucking thing. And I've run about 20 yards, and I'm panting because I'm not in shape. And then I hear, and I panic and start running so fast that my feet come out from under me. I hit the ground, but I'm up and running again because it's still. To this day, I don't know what it was, but I ran, I think, a mile down a country dirt road, just screaming and wailing and flailing around, slipping like I was running down an ice rink, because it's hard to run on shit when you're scared.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway.
That's hilarious.
Let's get back to Mark.
Yeah, let's do it.
My skin tingled. I'm back to being in North Carolina, running from a fucking death hornet. My skin tingled. My back itched. Something moved up and down my legs. I jerked myself up straight, alert, wide awake now, itching like crazy, my whole body tingling. I stared down at myself, stared down at my jeans and t-shirt, and started to scream. Dun dun dun. That's actually a good dun dun dun.
Finally.
Especially if you know about wildlife in the jungle.
I jumped to my feet. I thrashed my arms in the air. I kicked my legs. My body was covered with giant red ants. Hundreds and hundreds of them crawling over my arms, my legs, my chest. Their prickly legs scratched over my throat and the back of my neck. I pulled a fat one off my forehead, then another off my cheek. I reached up and felt them crawling in my hair. Oh! A low moan escaped my throat as I slapped at my hair. Swept my hands through it, watched the big red ants fall to the ground. I felt them crawl over the backs of my hands, hot and prickly, so big, and so many of them. I dropped to my knees, slapping at my chest. Pulling the insects off my neck, I began rolling frantically in the tall grass, dripping wet from the heavy morning dew. I rolled and slapped at myself, rolled over and over, trying to flatten the insects, trying to kick them off me. I grabbed another handful out of my hair and heaved them into the leafy bush. I struggled back to my feet, twisting and squirming, pulling at the big red ants, but there were too many of them. My skin itched and tingled. Their tiny feet prickled my arms, my legs, my chest, It itched so badly, I felt I couldn't breathe. I'm suffocating, I realized. The ants, they're going to smother me. Kaliha! I screamed, squirming and slapping. Kaliha! To my surprise, ants started to drop off my body, and I'm sure my entire family heard me just scream that about 4 times. Kaliha! I screamed again. Ants showered down to the ground. They leaped out of my hair, dropped off my forehead, off the front of my shirt. I stared in amazement as they fell to the ground. Then they scurried away, climbing over each other, stampeding over and under the tall grass. I rubbed my neck. I scratched my legs. My whole body still tingled. I still itched all over. But the big ants were gone. They had all jumped off when I shouted my special word. Special word. I glanced down over my shirt, trying to rub away my horrible tingling. Inside my pocket, the shrunken head's eyes glowed, a bright yellow glow. Whoa! I grabbed the head and tugged it from my pocket. I held it up in front of me. Kalia! I shouted. The eyes glowed brighter. My special word. Where did that word come from? I didn't know. I thought I made it up. But I suddenly knew that the word was the secret behind the jungle magic. Now he's feeling a real surge of confidence. No longer afraid of the jungle now, because he's got Kalia and a severed shrunken head in his pocket. And he decides he's going to follow, he's going to use that jungle magic, he's going to find his Aunt Benna. She's been out here too long. And he believes that's going to help him find her hiding place. So he decides, I don't know, I guess he was in the Boy Scouts for a semester. He's like, I'm going to run east. That's where the sun's rising. So he does that and goes through a bunch of vines.
I can't remember that shit to save my life. Might actually be the case at some point in my life where I'm just like, I can't tell east and west apart. Rises in the east.
Well, I would have thought that, and then I'd be like, wait a minute, we're already in the east, so does it still count? Like, I wouldn't know.
Oh, fuck.
Is the earth round? I don't even know. Are we upside down? Do I follow the moon when I'm on this side of the planet? I don't know what's happening.
That's a good question. It's not.
Anyway.
I think we're being stupid.
He's crossing some sand, and then his feet slips, and then he starts sinking, and now he's going to die. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, quicksand. Also, I'm going to say this now. I'm pretty sure Kali-A is R.L. Stine's ripping off of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, where the priest keeps saying, Kali-Ma, to take someone's heart away. Kali-Ma!
I thought I'd heard. Yeah, okay. Yeah, probably. Good job,
that's
R.L.
what I think. I couldn't move my legs. I'd sunk too deep in the hot, wet sand. The sand crept up over my waist, so hot and wet. There's no bottom, I thought. I'm going to keep sinking. I'm going to sink down, down until it covers... This is a child. I shouldn't be reading like this. I'm going to sink down, down until it covers my head, until I disappear forever. My friends Eric and Joel once told me that there's no such thing as quicksand. I wish they were here right now. I would show them how wrong they were. To be honest, I would also take the last moments of my life to be like, you fuckers were wrong. Like I would be Mark.
I like he doesn't wish they were there to help him. He's like, I wish they were there so they could see me die so I could be like, told you so.
I opened my mouth to shout for help, but I was too panicked to make a sound. Only a tiny squeak came out. What good is shouting? I asked myself. There's no one around for miles. No one who will hear me. The sand felt thick and heavy as I slid down, down deeper into it. I stretched both hands up over my head, my hands grasping as if trying to grasp onto something. I tried moving my legs, tried to pump them, like treading water or pedaling a bike. But the sand was too heavy. I was in too deep. My chest heaved with terror now. I gasped in, breath after breath. I opened my mouth once again to call for help, and had an idea. Kalia! I screamed, my voice high and frightened. Oh. Kalia! Kalia! Nothing happened. Bum, bum, bum. I hate it when they give me the voice direction after I've read the line.
I know, every time. Every time. Yeah, he keeps shouting, Kalia! At the top of his lungs. And guess what? He keeps sinking to his death. And then he realizes, the The magic word isn't working because I don't got the shrunken head. You got to put them together. Oh, fuck. That's what I'm missing. I got to get that head. So he's frantically searching around the surface of the sand. The French love this part. They made like 2 covers out of it. He's reaching out of the quicksand, trying to get that little head. He spots it, and it's staring up at the sky. He can see the eyes, and he's trying to reach it. It's just out of reach, dude. It's just, you can't even get like a fingernail on it, dude. He's trying it, and it's just like a foot out of reach, but it's, it feels like a mile because he's sinking to his death, and he keeps stretching and grunting and trying his best. He just can't get it, and then his fingers are able to get closer, but not touch it, just close enough, and then he gives up, and he says, "That's it. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be the first kid to die live in a Goosebumps book. It's me, Mark. Bum bum bum."
So Southeast Asia is Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Maritime, Southeast Asia, Brunei, East Malaysia. Yeah, so it's a lot of people.
But not Baladora, huh? Interesting.
Or China, so.
Oh,
that's on me.
Well, never mind then. Yeah.
But that does make sense with the tiger. So, spoilers. So Mark he's freaking out a little bit, so he slaps the sand in frustration, and the shrunken head bounces. So he's just like, well, fucking hey. And keeps slapping that sound, and the head keeps bouncing, and it starts bouncing closer and closer to him until he's able to grab onto it, and he's like, Kali, ah! Nothing happens at first, but then he sees, holy shit, a GD vine is coming out for him. He's like, I'm going to get that vine and get the fuck out of this swamp sand. But then the vine is just like, no, don't touch me. Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. And it wraps around him instead. More vines and they start wrapping around him. He's like, I've watched hentai. This isn't going to end well for me. But then they start pulling him out of the sand. He's just like, oh, okay, I don't even have to do any work. I just need to fucking lay back and take it.
Seriously.
So the vines pull him out, put him on dry land, set him down. He's covered in fucking sand. But I feel like that keeps the bugs off of you. So stop your whining.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
So he tucks the shrunken head back into his pocket, tries to knock off some of the extra sand, and he's like, whatever. But you know what? I got a theory. Because he doesn't know where to go. But it's like the heads probably show him how to get to Aunt Benna. So he points the eyes in one direction, and they go dim. So he points them in another direction, and they light up. And he's like, let's go in that direction, the direction that they light up, which is east again. So he starts heading along, following the glowing eyes. He's super happy. He gets to a path, forks into directions.
I would have just thought if I aimed the head toward the sun, it was just the sun making the eyes look brighter.
Well, you would have died in that jungle then. So
I would have died.
Mark
I'd have been like, well, I don't know. I should do this experiment a little longer, is what I would have said. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm sorry.
You were wrong. So Mark gets to a fork. He's just like, hey, which way should I go, Magic Head? And it's just like, go down that path, because I'm shining my beamers down that path. And Mark is like, all right, let's get in there. But he enters a clearing, and he hears this growling noise, and a fucking tiger comes at him. Bum, bum, bum. In Borneo.
Yeah, no one likes a tiger coming at him. The tiger's huge paws pounded over the grass. Its yellow eyes burned into mine. I glimpsed 2 little cubs behind it, nestled in the shade of a tree. I'm not going to hurt your cubs, I wanted to cry. But of course there was no time. The tiger let out a furious roar as it charged. The roar drowned out my cry as I raised the shrunken head in front of me in a trembling hand. Kalia! My voice came out in a whimper, so it really sounded like, Kalia! I nearly dropped the head. My knees collapsed. I sank to the grass. The tiger closed in for the kill. Its heavy paws thudded the dirt as it leaped toward me. The ground felt as if it were shaking. The ground was shaking. To my horror, I heard a deafening ripping sound like Velcro being torn apart. Only 1,000 times louder. I let out a cry as the ground trembled, shook, split apart. The grass tore away. The dirt split in twain. The earth opened up, and I started to fall down into an endless hole in the earth. Down, down, screaming all the way. Bum, bum, bum.
So Mark lands pretty painfully. He's not doing so good. But he's got the shrunken head, so he reaches for it, pulls out, and he's just like, all right, motherfucker. Come on, tiger. You coming at me? I got my shrunken head. I got my collie. The tiger's looking down at him. She's just like, hey, the fuck you doing down there? And the 2 tiger cubs also look down in the pit, and they're like, hey, Ma, we need to fuck this guy up. And Mom's just like, hey, you fucking back the fuck up. I got this shit. Mark's just waiting, and eventually they piss off because they're like, we're not going to jump down there to get him. He's not even worth it.
Yeah.
Not
It's like
even
one of the cubs almost falls in, and the mama just picks them both up and carries them away.
He tries to climb out, but then he realizes he's a useless little fat child. Just this roly-poly little fat chubber just trying to get up the walls. And he's like, no, help me. My name's Travis. Come get me from down here. Help.
They would have been me.
But then he's like, oh, wait, I can use my jungle magic. Just as he's about to start screaming out the jungle magic sound, shadow blocks the top of the pit. He's like, who's up there? Bum, bum, bum.
Who could it be? Is it Aunt Benna?
No.
Has she arrived to save him?
No.
Is it
That's
Dr.
wrong.
Hollings coming to harvest his organs?
You read this book. How do you not know?
It's Corrine. You're
Oh,
right.
I see.
It's Corrine.
Sorry, that was for the audience.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Caesar. Yeah. Caesar blonde hair peering over the pit. He shouts up to her. He's like, hey, help. And she's like, oh, yeah, I followed you because I was worried about you, and I wanted to make sure you were good. I've just been following from a safe distance. Not up to nothing weird or anything, just following you for your own safety. She's like, let me look for a way to get you out. So after some back and forth, yada yada, they find a vine, and they put the vine down there. He climbs out. He does the fat kid thing. He jumps a few times, gets it on the 3rd try, gets himself out, gets out pretty relieved. And then Corine's like, listen, I snuck away from Carolyn and Father to follow you. I'll probably get in big trouble. And Mark's like, well, thanks for doing that. Hey, check out this shrunken head, dude. It's been glowing lately. I think it's guiding me toward my aunt. And Corine's like, whoa, you got that jungle magic worked out? Oh, that's great to hear. Well, then I guess I'll hang out too, and we can find Aunt Benna together now that you got that jungle magic. Now it's getting dark, sun's fading, big shadows getting creepy. Mark raises the head again. Time to march on. Eyes are glowing east. He's heading east. So that's where they go, side by side, following the headlights of a shrunken head. It's lights. Eyes. Bum, bum, bum. I can't believe what this book, I can't believe I'm still interested in this book, given what the things I've just had to say. But there we go. Bum, bum, bum.
There's not really much of a bum, bum, bum after that. They're just kind of like...
No, there's not. It's just...
Yeah, they're just kind of... I mean, this is kind of the first dud cliffhanger where there's not really...
Yeah.
Not even like a joking sister or whatever. It's just kind of like, what is this? So that's not bad. We went 23 chapters without a dud cliffhanger.
Nah. Yeah, it's true.
So they're just kind of going through the story. They're going through the story and also through this jungle. Sunlight's fading. Shrunken head's also getting dim, so they're going the wrong fucking way. So Mark basically just kind of spins in a circle, I'm guessing. He's just like, brighter, 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 brighter. All right, let's go this way.
Yep.
Corine's whining. She doesn't like being here. Mosquitoes. She doesn't like the jungle anyway.
Yeah.
Mark decides they need to talk about things. So he talks about Aunt Benna and about how Corine's dad is evil and monstrous. And I was also thinking, Aunt Benna 8 years ago was like, Carolyn and fucking Dr. Hollins are super evil. Oh, well. 8 years
Guess I'll
pass.
still work with them for 8 years. Yeah.
Yes. And so he brings up like what Aunt Benna said about her dad, which is just like he's evil and he wants to destroy the island to get at its mineral resources. And Corinne's just like, he's not evil. Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
They just disagreed. You know how adults are. You know how adults are, Mark.
I appreciate how Mark got up the gum. She's like, yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to tell her that her dad's evil. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hey, I think your dad's evil. He's like,
They deserved it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but Adolf is a really bad guy. It's like, But as Corinne's trying to defend her evil dad, Mark's just like, all right, shut up. Look up ahead. There's a shack. I think maybe that's Aunt Benna's shack. So they're sneaking up on the shack. There's like a fire involved. The shrunken head is glowing. And Mark just says, Aunt Benna, I'll speak in your Australian accent so you can understand me. But this is Mark, your American nephew. Bum, bum, bum.
He steps into the doorway, and there's a startled cry from the inside. Ah!
Could you imagine if a little boy just comes marching into your late night shack with a glowing shrunken head, being like, "Oh, Benny, I've come for you."
Yeah, I'd shit my little chubby pants too. And she's a chubby, stout little woman, wearing full safari khaki.
Aunt Benna is Travis's kind of woman.
That's right, built like a Division III linebacker, and which is to say, not like a good linebacker, but like
just kind of a roly-poly one.
Yeah, still good enough to play college ball.
Like who's gotten as far as he has just literally from his size.
Yeah. But it is Aunt Benna, and she rushes over and she hugs him, and she's like, wow, I can't believe you're here in the middle of the jungle where I am hiding. Weird. And she's like, how did you get here? That's what I want to ask first. Also, how did you find me? And what's in your hand? And Mark's like, yeah, well, I used that jungle magic. Aunt Benna, I know you gave it to me. I got it, and I brought it here. I got it, and I found you. And she's like, oh, no. And then she sees Corinne stepping into the doorway, and she grabs Mark's shoulder, and she's like, why did you bring Holling's daughter? And he's like, well, she's kind of nice, following me around. She's really trying to help. She's worried about you and all that, and she helped me escape. And all that, so she was just trying to help me find you and stuff. And she's like, no, her dad wants me dead. That's why I'm hiding in the goddamn jungle, Mark. What the fuck? You can't just listen to Corinne. She's got a vested interest in this. Jesus fucking Christ. Mark's like, oh shit, I didn't know. Sorry, I just found out I got jungle magic, and it was kind of fun, and I was just walking around the jungle trying to find. I'm sorry, God. And Mark's like, but anyway, I think Corinne's nice. She really was trying to help. I think she's just trying to help Aunt Benna. And Benna's like, I don't believe that shit. She's like, I did give you jungle magic, Mark. You know, when you were 4 years old, I tell you what I did. I straight up fucking hypnotized you, okay? You're not supposed to hypnotize a 4-year-old. I did it straight up, and I gave you jungle magic, all right? I gave you jungle magic in Ohio where there are no jungles, okay? And you weren't supposed to ever have to use it. You just had it. You were going to grow up and have it and die with it, and it was going to be fine. But now you've brought it here to the jungle where people want it, and now they're going to kill us for it. Mark, God damn it. I hate my sister. And so before Mark can respond, they hear footsteps outside. And you hope it's a tiger at this point. That'd be the best case scenario, but turns out it's not. Corinne runs out of the door and runs yelling, over here, Daddy, 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 hey, Dad, 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 hey, Dad, 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 I found Benna, Dad, I found Benna, hurry, Dad. Dumb.
Can't trust a woman. So Dr. Hollins comes out of the trees. He's smiling. He's real happy because Mark and Aunt Benna are there. Mark's just like, Aunt Benna, we need to get the fuck out of here. But Aunt Benna's just like, what the fuck do you think our plan is at this point? Like, you're a chubby little fat kid. I'm like a 50-year-old chubby lady. I ain't running anywhere through this fucking dense jungle filled with bitey ants and shit. Dr. Hollins is also glad they didn't run because he's just
Good work, Crane. I knew. Oh, shit. Oh, give me a second. I know if you help Mark. Oh, fuck. No, just. Oh, jeez. Too much beans and toast. Give me a second. Oh, my fucking God. If you help. If you help Mark escape, he'd lead us right to his aunt.
And Mark is just like, God damn, my first true love betrayed me? God, that sucks. And Kareem's just like, I mean, it's my fucking dad, man. Like, I'm 12. Did you really expect me to turn on my goddamn dad?
He feeds me. That's my source of food is this guy.
I don't know if it says this in here, but I feel like Dr. Hollins was just like, listen, you do what I say. You get to visit your grandma in New Jersey. How does that sound? Like, it's not much to bargain with your own daughter. I feel like you have all the strings.
Yeah,
but Aunt Benna is just like, Mark, it's not your fault. And no, it's not Mark's fault. You stupid woman. Why would you fucking put a secret in a 4-year-old boy's head and be like, yeah, good, done? No, put it in an adult's brain. Why don't you find an adult 4,000 miles away and give it to them and be like, hey, don't give this super jungle magic to someone. And they'd be like, all right, I'm going to go live in Wales. Goodbye. Call him on.
No jungles there.
Anyway. So, Dr. Hollins is like, tell me how the magic works. And Ben is like, no. And Mark, should I use my jungle magic to save us? And Aunt Benna is like, no. But with her eyes, she's like, don't do it. And this is the lamest part of the book because it doesn't make sense after this point. But Dr. Hollins says, hey, tell me you're about to say the magic word. You should tell the magic word. And Ben is like, don't say it. And Mark's like, I won't. But then Kareen's like, I know it. And then her dad's like, tell it to me. And Kareen's just like, I will. Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah.
And then never does.
And she could. She could at any point. I mean, right now, Mark clamps his hand over Kareem's mouth.
Yeah.
And so she can't
For
say
chapter
it.
26.
So at this... Yes. So for this point in time, sure, she can't say it right now because she has a hand over her mouth. But guess what doesn't stay over her mouth for the next 3 chapters? Any hand. She could have said it at any point. But she doesn't. So Benna, Kareen's been shushed. Aunt Benna charges at Dr. Hollins like the stout goose milf linebacker she is. Slams him into the shack, knocking his flashlight away. It was a pretty good form wrap tackle. You like to see as she penetrated, she kept her hips low, drove, head up. It was great. Mark sprints like a cornerback, D1. Mark sprints after her through the grass toward the trees, but Carolyn blocks their path. And she's kind of a bitch about it. She's kind of giving him that arrogant grin like, hey, where do you think you're going, Mr. Mark, Mr. Jungle Magic? Where do you think you're headed? And then Dr. Hollins catches up behind him, so now they're surrounded on each side. They're between the two of them. And Hollins decides, there's no way we're going to get them back to the low research buildings at this hour. It's getting too dark. We're going to have to take them... I'm going to have to take them back to the cabin and spend the night there. We'll head out first light. And Ben is like, Carolyn, you've betrayed our friendship. And Hollins like, friends share. All right? You didn't give me none of your jungle magic. And that makes me fucking upset, Aunt Benna. He calls her Aunt Benna, too. It's a thing.
Also, like, that's the kind of argument that would have gotten to me. It's like, no, it's not, you dumb. Friends don't share shit like that. Like, I would have fallen immediately for that stupid line of argument and gotten mad about it. It's like, hey, now, that's not what friends do. Do you really think that was
Yeah,
Dr.
we-
Holling's point, Dylan? No, it was not.
Either way, Benna doesn't fall for it. She refuses. She doesn't spill the beans. And then Hollings, he puts Mark and Aunt Benna in a shack and keeps them under watch. And if you're wondering, hey, where the hell did Corrine go? Couldn't she just tell him the word now? She's just outside sitting.
She missed her chance to say it, and so she doesn't. She
say
just doesn't. Yeah.
Because now, to be fair, it wouldn't help him much right now because we'll get to it. Maybe I shouldn't spoil this part, but I don't think Hollings knows that the head and the word must be paired together.
Yeah.
But she could have still told him the word.
I think we know as the audience.
We know.
Yeah.
But I don't think he is aware of that. So Carine's just looking ashamed. I think she's feeling some consternation about what's going on. But inside, where in the shack where Mark and Benna are at, is Benna's shack that she had been hiding out in. He whispers, he's like, if they're going to guard us, are they going to guard us all night? Like, you don't think we can escape? And she's like, yeah, we're prisoners now, Mark. This is our life. We're now shack people.
For days, months, years.
Yeah. But she's like, but we can't, no matter what, we cannot let him have that jungle magic. Mark's like, well, what will happen if we don't give it to them? And she looks down at the floor and she says, nothing. Bum, bum, bum.
They get some sleep. They're itchy. They're crabby. But luckily, in spite of the itchiness, the crabbiness, and the dirtiness, and all this, Aunt Benna's like, don't worry, Mark. Dr. Hawkins didn't notice that you have a shrunken head in your shirt pocket, which makes it look like you have a C-cup boobie on one side of you.
And that's the good news.
That's the good news. And Ben is like, that means you still got the magic. Because the jungle magic and the head work hand in hand. Or mouth and head,
Sure.
I guess. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Hollins doesn't know that shit. And she's like, you wait until I give you the signal, which is 3 blinks. And then you just yell out the magic word and hold up the head and things will go well. I feel like a verbal signal is better than 3 blinks. Because at one point through this nonsense, she's got to be like, blink, blink.
I know, right? Imagine you blink twice and you're like, wait a minute, I can't do a third one, not for a while.
And she's just doing this and she's looking at Mark like eyes wide and like, Mark, no.
No, the next blink is not a third blink. It's a first blink, or maybe just a one blink.
Right, I'm going to wink him out. I'm going to wink out this blink so that you don't... All right, now we're moving on to the next one.
She's like, actually, the signal should be me saying single over and over, trying to say signal.
Listen.
That would be the...
Some of us don't know how to talk. So, Dr. Hollins and Carolyn kick open the door and they drag Brenna and Mark out. And Carine's just like, oh, shit. I guess this is a real sad situation. And Mark sees the pile of shrunken heads and a huge pot of boiling water. I'm not sure what the boiling water's for. But Dr. Hollins is like, give me that fucking magic. And Benna's like, no. And Hollins is like, give me the magic. And Benna's like, no. And this happens a lot. And the whole time, Mark is just like, looking for those 3 blinks. Hold on, blink, blink, blink. Nope. Blink, wink, wink. All right, that doesn't count. Blink, blink, blink. Nope.
Also, like, it describes him, like,
winks.
writhing his head around so he can keep his face on Aunt Benna's. So I just imagine...
Yeah, he's just constantly staring at Benna's face. Like, just... dead silent. Like, this kid's really obsessed with Aunt Benna. And then Hollins is like, all right, fine. If you won't give me the secret, then you're all gonna die. I'm gonna shrink all your fucking heads. Boom, boom, boom.
The pot hissed as water boiled over the side. I stared in horror at the billows of steam rising up over the pot.
Was he really going to shrink our heads? Was I going to end up shriveled and leathery with a head the size of a doorknob? And it's like, well, yeah, Mark, that's what age does to us all, but sure. I forced my legs to stop wobbling and stared at Aunt Benna. Stared at her. Stared hard.
watching her eyes, waiting for the 3 blinks. "Hurry," I pleaded silently. "Hurry, before he tosses us into the boiling water." Corinne watched in silence. What was she thinking, I wondered. I couldn't see her expression. Her face was hidden under the brim of the straw hat she was wearing. "Benna, one last chance," Dr. Halling said softly. "Because I like you, and I like your nephew. Don't let me harm your nephew, Benna. Do it for him, okay? Tell me the secret, for Mark's sake."
"It isn't worth it, Benna,"
Carolyn chimed in.
"It will be so easy for you to give the jungle magic to us."
I can't," Aunt Benna stammered. "Then we have no choice," Dr. Halling said, almost sadly. "The boy goes in first." He took a step toward me. Aunt Benna blinked once, twice, 3 times. Finally, with a trembling hand, I tugged the head from my pocket. I raised it in front of me. I opened my mouth to shout the secret word. But Dr. Halling swiped the head from my hand. He grabbed it away and tossed it into the big pile of heads. Then he dove for me, reaching out to grab me with both hands. I ducked out from under him and threw myself onto the disgusting pile of heads. I began frantically sorting through them with both hands, picking one up, tossing it aside, grabbing the next one, the next one, the next one. They felt sticky and warm, hard as baseballs. Their hair brushed my hands. The dark eyes stared up at me blankly. They were so ugly, my stomach tightened. My breath came in wheezing gasps. Behind me, I could hear my aunt struggling with Dr. Hallings, wrestling with him. She's got that nice linebacker build, trying to keep him away from me. I heard Carolyn's shouts. "Ow! Huh? Ow!" Karen's cries of alarm. "Ow! Ow! Ow!" I had to find my shrunken head. I had to find it before Dr. Hollings broke free of my aunt and grabbed me. I picked one up, tossed it down. Picked up another, tossed it down. How could I find mine? Which one was it? Which one? Which one? Bum, bum, bum.
So he's digging through the heads. There's one covered in ants. He's like, gross. Like, I keep imagining this like going through a bin of bad apples and it's just like, worms, squishy. Like, just each one is this disgusting. And they finally sees one. Although it's funny because he's like, this one has a scratch on the ear. Ugh. And then he's like, wait. Oh. And he's like, that's the one that Jessica scratched.
Yeah.
So he grabs it. He's like, thank you, Jessica. And Dr. Hollings just grabs him. He's just like, I'm going to fucking kill this little boy. But before he can, Mark yells out, Kalia! And he fucking shrinks that motherfucker. I love how the jungle magic is just kind of like a shotgun, and hopefully it'll help. So Dr. Hollings,
you never know what it's going to do.
Carolyn and Corinne, because jungle magic says, fuck you, if you're 12, you're still culpable. And he shrinks this whole goddamn family to mouse size, basically. And they all squeak and they run off into the jungle together. It's adorable. Like, they even describe Corinne shrinking underneath her hat. So are they all naked then?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
In the jungle?
That's a good point. Huh.
Well, hats
Gross.
don't operate under clothing rules necessarily under a shrinking situation, but we're just going to move on past this.
Thank you.
So they run off, and Mark and Aunt Benna are safe, and Benna's just like, thank God. I'm going to speak an entirely different accent. They manage to get back home. I guess they call Ernesto. Ernesto's just like, oh, my plane's exploding. Just kidding, I'm here. The mom is just like, hey, I haven't seen you in so long, fat ass. How are you doing? And she's just like, oh, you skinny dick. How are you? Oh, and they're hugging it out. And Jessica's just like, did you bring me a present? Mark's just like, Jesus Christ. When they get home, Aunt Benna fucking hypnotizes him again because Mark's mom just doesn't give a shit about his safety and just lets him fucking get hypnotized by people she barely knows anymore. And Aunt Benna's just like, don't worry.
He's getting hypnotized?
Hmm?
Does it make clear that, does the mom even know he's
I
being
don't know.
hypnotized?
I don't think the mom knows anything that happened. Do you think Aunt Benna told her anything? I think she's just like, hey, I brought back your son from his trip to the island. Ha ha ha. Like, I don't think she explained anything.
it seems like he tries to tell some stories, but I was like, is he telling him everything? Because if I was his mom should not let him. Should kick Aunt Benna out and be like, "You're a bad influence."
No, I think
You
Aunt
almost got my
Benna
son
is
killed.
like, we should massage the truth on this one. And Mark's just like, but can I tell my friends that I fucking saw a bunch of shit? And she's like, I don't care what you tell your kids. Just don't tell your mom. So she hypnotizes Mark, makes it so that the power doesn't work anymore. So I feel like the word in the head were just kind of like a focusing point, whereas like the magic is an independent thing. And so you need all three of those components to work. But the really important thing is whatever she took out of him. I don't fucking know. Anyway, Mark is just like, can I still keep the human head? And Aunt Benna's just like, sure, who gives a fuck? So the next morning, he's like, I can't wait to show my friends this fucking shrunken head and tell them this amazing story. And as he's about to get into the building, the head's just like, hey, kid, let me tell the part about the tiger. Bum, bum, bum. The end.
I did like the ending there. That was fun.
Oh yeah, that was a good twist. Because it's completely batshit. Like, the head's never been alive. It's always just been like kind of flashlight.
It made me kind of sad because I was like, it'd be kind of cool if he was alive the whole time, talking to us, quipping, being fun.
No.
I don't know.
We'll get that next book.
I don't know.
We'll get Quip's next book.
Oh, we will. Absolutely will. But yeah, so I don't know. Talking about it always highlights and emphasizes things that maybe I didn't catch on to or think about as much during my read. Maybe I've softened up a little bit and I find it a little bit more fun than I did while I was reading it. It was kind of a miserable read for me.
Oh.
Once it got to jungle magic, I was like, fucking dumb, dude. But as always, when we get on here and start riffing, jungle magic's pretty fun. And it's going to be memorable. Does that make it a good Goosebumps book? I don't know. But it made it a fun episode.
What's weird for me is this one stayed exactly the same. Like, I feel like I had the same level of fun as I did reading it as I did talking about it. Which is like, yeah, all the crazy parts to me were equally crazy to talk about. But by the end of it, I feel like this is a pretty forgettable, which is in its own way kind of batshit. Like the book about a kid with a shrunken head who nearly gets... Well, that's the thing. The danger wasn't really there. Like, what was Dr. Hollings going to do? Like, he's like, I'm going to shrink your heads. It's like, I don't believe you.
Put them in a pot of boiling water, I guess, melt the meat off. I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it seemed like a very vague threat towards Mark. Like, it was more just like Mark kept putting himself in danger trying to find Aunt Benna. Yeah. But I didn't feel that much level of danger from Carolyn or Dr. Hollings that we did. Like, the fucking guy in Deep Trouble, or even like the best part of the first Mummy book was that guy who tried to kidnap the children.
Oh, yeah.
And that was sinister. That was like, this feels really dangerous versus what we normally have. Deep Trouble also, like, when the grad student dumps him in the water to drown, like,
that was rough.
That felt like real danger. That, I feel like that's what's really missing here, is that Hollings and Carolyn didn't come across as villains as much as in past books.
That's
where we've
true.
had characters like them.
And we had the tiger, we had the ants. Those were fun.
Yeah.
Those were fun moments, and you got to have those. He put the jungle... We're in a jungle for a reason. He had to put some jungle scares in there.
And the quicksand. But it feels more like an adventure story.
It does, yeah. Which, I don't know, has its... I mean, you think about Goosebumps, I think the ants thing was written to be hair-raising, and it was probably effective.
Yeah.
Okay, rating how I got my shrunken head. I'm trying to think, because I think I did the snowman right down the middle, and I have to think back, did I like this more than the snowman? And I think outside of, I really liked Arthur for a bit in that one, then it kind of fell off. And this one, I don't know. I feel like it was kind of consistent all the way through. Jungle Magic was weird. I think I'm going to have to go 4 out of 7 red ants in my hair. I think I liked it a little more than the snowman. Snowman was bullshit, dude. He wasn't even that big.
He's 5 feet tall.
I feel like that's the hardest rating I've ever had to give. That took something out of me.
When you place it like that, when you're just like, did I like this more than Pasadena? Because I think you're right. I feel like, in retrospect, these two stories are very like. Because when you were talking about the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena, I was just like, who the fuck is Arthur? It's like, oh, right. Like, I was having a lot of trouble remembering Pasadena, which is funny because it ends on a batshit note.
It's so crazy.
Like, it's crazy how that book ends, but I don't remember any of it until we were talking about it at length. So I'm just like, does that save it? Apparently not. I'll give this 3 out of 6 juicy plump Aunt Bennas. Because, like... I feel like it's just right down the middle, like extremely down the middle for me. Like, I don't have a problem. I have a problem with the overall feel of it. There's no one point of it that I'm like, well, this made me mad or this made me mad. But it's literally like, yeah, it's a acceptable bowl of oatmeal, which is wow, that's brutal. I'm sorry, that's a mean thing to say about any book, but yeah, that's what I feel about this one.
Can't get over all the juicy Aunt Bennas.
Plump, delightful Aunt Bennas.
All right, well, that does it for that. Trivia, I think we covered most of it, although there was one, I think we...
There's really weird trivia on the Goosebumps Wikia where it's like, based on the TV show, we're pretty sure they're not actually divorced. Like, really?
It says they're most likely divorced based on the TV episode, so...
Oh, most likely.
I don't know. That's
a really weird... In the book, it's not at all... He's on a trip.
Yeah. He's never mentioned. Not once does Mark ever say, like...
It's not trivia, Travis.
My dad wouldn't want me to have this... I don't know. He just didn't have a lot of... His dad didn't have a lot of influence. But anyway, I think that's going to wrap it up. So if you'd love to email the show, please do. That'd be great. You could do that at wegotgoosebumpspodcast@gmail.com. That's wegotgoosebumpspodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. You can also find us on Blue Sky at Say Cheese and Pod. And you can support the show over on Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/polykill. That's POLYKILL. That's part of the network that we're a part of. Go over there. You can support us. You can catch these episodes early if you want to. That's how cool that is. Dylan, we've got but one more left this season, and we did make our slappy sandwich, and we're about to hit our bottom slice of bread with a very exciting third part.
Wait, are we making a slappy sandwich? Put
it back.
Let me just put that away.
Yep, put that away.
Nope. Yep. Rip. Right.
It's okay.
Night of the Living Dummy 3. Right.
Yep.
Right. Oh,
I like where your head's at.
Trina Odell's dad used to have a ventriloquist act. That's why he has all those dummies in the attic. He calls it his dummy museum. There's a dummy with freckles, and one with a sneer, just like Rocky. But now there are voices in the attic. Dummies keep showing up in the strangest places. No way those dummies could be alive. Right?